It's like day 5 or 6 of quarantine, and we're going a little bit batty here. We just had a long conversation before this video started. But hi, everybody. The great thing about this quarantine is that I have my kids home. My son Andrew, University of Miami, is doing online classes for the rest of the year, so we're gonna have so much quality time together. And one of my favorite things to do with my kids is to cook, right, Andrew?
Absolutely.
He loves to cook.
Love to cook.
So tonight we're going to teach you how to do a spatchcock chicken, which is a very cool way of opening the chicken up so it cooks flat and it cooks very evenly. We're going to make a compound butter to stuff underneath the skin, and then we're going to make a sheet pan dinner, so it's all going to be in one pan. Andrew here is cutting up, as you can see, potatoes and carrots. Andrew, show them how you cut those carrots so beautifully. And those are going to go around our chicken, and then after it's cooked for a little bit, we're going to add some asparagus in, so we're going to have this beautiful, herby, lovely sheet pan dinner. So I, for the compound butter, is the first thing I did, rosemary, amazing stuff, and to take the leaves off, all you do is strip the stem. And I've already got a bunch there, but you strip the leaves off the stem, and then toss your stem out, and that's it. And then I'm putting a little bit of thyme in, same deal. You want to get the leaves off the sprig and throw the stem away. And I've done a lot of this before we came on camera. And then I've got 3 cloves of garlic and 1 stick of butter. That's been softened. It's very soft at room temperature. So I'm going to chop that up. Andrew's going to keep cutting carrots and potatoes. And then we're going to mix this. We're actually going to make a paste, which is what a compound butter is, with all the herbs and garlic. And a little bit of salt and pepper. Okay, that goes into the bowl. Smells, how herby does that smell, Andrew? Does that smell awesome?
Smells phenomenal.
Yeah, it's gonna be delicious. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of salt. Uh-oh, we lost one. Man down. And black pepper. And then I'm just going to literally cream this together to create this beautiful butter that we're going to put under the skin. So we're going to keep chopping and dicing. And when we come back, I'll just give you an idea what this looks like. When we come back, we're going to spatchcock the chicken. I love that word. It's like one of my favorite words, spatchcock. So this is kind of what we're going to end up with. I'm going to keep creaming it till it's completely combined. And we'll be back in just a couple minutes to show you how this all comes together, and then we're going to put it in the oven. And we're back. Andrew's done a great job chopping vegetables. We're going to do the asparagus a little bit later because that goes in for like the last 10 minutes. It cooks really quick. But now we're going to spatchcock our chicken. So basically what spatchcocking is we're going to cut out the backbone so that we can open the whole thing out and it can lay flat. And you can do this with kitchen shears. That might work. I kind of find that, I also like to do it with a knife, but this is maybe easier. So we're going to do that. So we've got the chicken, by the way, breast side down, and I've dried it. I've cleaned out the cavity and dried it with paper towels. And now I'm just simply cutting on either side of the backbone. We're going to take the backbone out. And if you're a true cook, which I know you're all becoming from following my blog, you'll take this backbone. What would you do with it? What would you do with this, Andrew?
I would save it to put in a soup.
Wow! He's actually listening to things I say.
Sometimes.
Good boy. So we're going to save that to make a soup or a stock. And now we're basically just going to pull this guy out. We're going to flatten him out. Come on, buddy. And we're going to cut down, use my knife for this part. We're going to cut down and push out the breastbone so that he lays nice and flat. All right. So Andrew, because my hands are gooey, I'm going to have you, simple as that, I'm going to have you take some salt. Be generous with the salt. You know how I feel about seasoning.
Just like pinch it?
A big pinch, and you're going to spread it all around. Big pinch, way more than that, like 5 of those. Up from high. There. Oh, look. What? Oh my goodness. What have you been learning at the
Another
University of
one or no?
Miami? What are you studying, Andrew, at the University of Miami?
I study marine science and microbiology.
Not cooking, because that's what it looks like.
I take after my mother.
Okay, pepper, same thing. Lots, be generous. Lots, way more. More. And more. Oh yeah, now we're talking.
More?
Yeah. And I'd put a little more salt in there too. This is going to flavor the meat inside and out, so you can't, I mean, you can put too much, but you want to heavily season it. Thank you. And I'm going to, because I'm gooey, going to dump this in. Andrew, take those 2 lemons for me, and using your cutting board there, can you slice them into rings?
Yes.
Thank
How
you.
thick of rings would you like?
Like about, 1/4 to 1/2 inch.
Do I cut off the ends?
Yes, we don't want to keep the ends. And we're going to put that on the baking sheet, and that's going to steam up into the chicken while it cooks and make this beautiful lemony flavor that's going to be gorgeous with this herb butter that we just made. Okay, so we've got our inside seasoned, and now I'm going to flip the chicken over, and now you can see how he's totally flat. So what's going to happen now when he cooks, a regular roast chicken is fabulous and delicious, but sometimes the breast gets a little dried out, by the time the legs and thighs are cooked. This is going to cook everything very, very evenly. So it's going to be really good. And it also cooks in probably about half the time because you're making it horizontal. So we're going to make cavities now underneath the chicken breast. So between the skin and the breast, see my fingers? I'm making cavities. And there's just a little membrane under there, and you put your fingers in and just open it right up. Same thing in the leg thigh. If I can get that guy open. Come on. So open up, make a cavity, and then same thing on the other side. And that's where we're going to put our compound butter. All right, and Andrew, once you're done with those, let's leave these here, and you're going to lay those all over the bottom of the sheet pan, kind of in like one layer in the middle. Okay, and now I'm going to use probably about 2/3 of the compound butter in our breasts and our leg thigh. I'm pushing that in. Another hunk under here.
How's that look?
That looks amazing. Now push them in more into the middle because we're going to put potatoes and carrots on the other side, remember?
Like this way?
Yep. Picture an area under the chicken. You want these guys to be underneath the chicken. So I'm going to literally, so I put the butter under there, and I'm pushing it down. See how it's all moving under the skin? That's going to baste the chicken with that herby goodness as it cooks. So you're just pushing that in. Oh, it's going to be so good. Okay, little piece underneath our thigh. Same deal. Spread it out with your fingers. It's a little gooey, but it's worth it. And then under this thigh, pushing it into the leg. It's going to be incredible. All right. And then the rest, remember you used about 2/3, so the rest is literally going to get smeared all over the top. And you don't have to be too fancy with this because this is just going to melt and baste the skin and the chicken and make it all beautiful and brown. So just kind of dull, but you don't want to waste one morsel of that compound butter. All up there. And then we're going to take this and we're going to lay it on top of our lemons. You're going to have so much fun in there. It's like a sauna, little guy. Andrew loves it when I talk to her chicken, don't you, Andrew?
It's the best.
Mm-hmm.
It's how you cook with love.
That's right. Andrew, what's your favorite dish that I make?
Chicken pot pie.
Yeah. Second favorite?
I've got some in the fridge right now.
Yeah.
I don't know about my second favorite. There's too many to choose from.
Yeah, maybe quinoa stuffed peppers.
Perhaps.
I'm just washing my hands off here. Andrew, tell them a fun fact about Miami while I'm washing my hands.
Um, it's a fun place to be.
Why?
Just because of the weather and the culture.
Mm-hmm.
And all my friends down there.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Bree. We need
Like
to say
Bree.
hi to Bree. All right. Hands are clean. Let's get rid of this. Okay. Now we're going to salt and pepper. Actually, Andrew, can you please get some more of those potatoes and carrots that you so beautifully chopped and put them all around the chicken. And then I'm going to salt and pepper and olive oil. Beautiful.
Touch the chicken.
Perfect. You put them all on. We did a really big sheet pan here because we've got my brother and his kids coming over. We are practicing social distancing, so only families allowed in the house, but there's a lot of boys and they're big eaters, so we've done a lot of carrots and potatoes here. You could do a smaller sheet pan with less around the outside. So now we're gonna, Andrew, why don't you drizzle? You're gonna drizzle a lot of olive oil all over the vegetables.
Wash my hands.
Wash your hands. I'm gonna salt and pepper the outside of our chicken. And again, we're being really liberal with the salt. I'll put amounts in the recipe, but don't be afraid of salt and pepper. It is your friend. It's gonna make this delicious. Salt, pepper.
I don't put it on the chicken, right?
You can put it on the chicken too. All right, give good drizzle, and we're gonna kind of toss that with our hands once you've done that. Look at that technique, folks. I've taught him well. Behind us, Laura is in the wing. Up.
Hi, Laura. Hi, Laura.
Apparently, Laura doesn't want to cook with us. Go this way now.
Like this?
Yeah. And again, you want a good amount of olive oil. You're going to get the beautiful compound butter is going to melt, and the juices from the chicken are going to brown these potatoes and carrots. So that's good. So now we're just going to do this. We're just going to kind of like make sure everything is well coated. Massagey. Because the vegetables are jealous because we were talking to the chicken. So we're massaging the veggies. Let's center this guy a little bit. All right. And I have preheated our oven to 400 degrees. We're going to pop it in the oven. We're going to check on it in about 30 minutes and probably toss those vegetables again because we want them to get golden and caramelized and brown all around. We'll check on the temperature of our chicken. When this finishes, it's probably going to take about 45-50 minutes, and you want your chicken in the thickest part of the breast to be about 155 to 165 degrees. And you're going to see this is the most amazing, juicy, beautiful chicken recipe, way to make chicken. So spatchcocking out. All right, it's been 30 minutes. We're gonna check on the chicken and the veggies. Let's see how they look. Ooh, it smells amazing. I wish you had smell-o-vision. And we're gonna toss our veggies. We're gonna put this on the counter. We have a cameraman today who's not normally our cameraman. His name is Dad. And so if you don't see the tops of our heads at times, or we're tripping over our cord, our microphone, that's why. Hey, Chunk, yes. AKA Eric, can you shut the oven door for me?
I will.
Thank you. All right, so take a look at the chicken. It's looking absolutely beautiful. It's not done yet. We're gonna toss the veggies, but this is the point at which we want to put the asparagus into the oven. So in the meantime, my brother and sister-in-law have come with their two boys, Ryan and Eric, aka Chunk. And Andrew's going to show them how to chop asparagus. What do you have to say about that, Andrew?
Well, it's quite the process to chop up asparagus. You have to cut up a third from the bottom because they're fibrous and woody. You don't want that texture when you're eating.
It'll be stringy and chewy when you bite into it. So Andrew's doing a very technical chop there. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I hope you zoomed in on that, cameraman. Okay, and now remove the elastic. And now you're going to spread those over the potatoes and carrots, and we're going to toss them. I'm going to get a couple spoons. We're going
You
to
like
toss
to
them.
show the technique.
Sure. Actually, you know what? Do me a favor and cut those in half again. I think it'll be easier to toss. Perfect. There you go. There's the technique. See? It's just like the Wizard of Oz, Dorothy. You always had the power.
Yes, I did.
Click your heels 3 times. And what do you have to say about that?
I'm not wearing red slippers.
But there's no place like home, right?
There's no place like home.
Okay. All right. Oh my God, these veggies look amazing.
Do I cut these in half too?
Yes. I don't know if we're going to need all of them. We've got a lot going on here, but maybe. So I'm just tossing this again to coat. You can see that the potatoes and the carrots are starting to get beautifully caramelized. What do you guys think?
That's delicious.
How does it smell?
It smells delicious.
Okay. Do you guys want to do a little tossing, or what do you think? Okay, that's a lot of asparagus. Okay. We're all going to have stinky pee tomorrow. Am I allowed to say that on the blog? Yep, it's my blog. All right. So, Eric, where do you go to school? Eric, yeah, let's start with Eric. Where do you go to school?
Go to King Philip Regional High School.
Really? What year are you?
I'm a senior. Graduate this spring.
Yeah. What do you think's going to happen with this whole nonsense?
I'm not gonna be able to walk across the stage.
I still have hopes that maybe it'll happen. Did they officially cancel it?
Not yet, but
Yeah.
I'm guessing they will.
Yeah, very sad. But you know what? You're going to graduate, and you've got the whole world in front of you.
True.
Have you decided where you're going to go to college yet?
I'm still waiting to hear back from a couple more, but I haven't narrowed it down yet.
Okay, that's all right. Rye, where do you go to school?
I go to the University of Rhode Island. I'm a sophomore there. I'm a communications major. My school unfortunately just canceled classes. So, I'm back home now, but I get to be with my beautiful family, so that's always delightful, and I get to eat this delicious food here. So
Ryan is clearly our favorite.
I mean, I always finish my plate, so.
He does, and a second one usually. All right, so we're looking great. We've got everything kind of tossed a little bit so we can get brown on all sides. I'm going to drizzle. Do you guys want to drizzle some more olive oil on this for me?
I will.
Okay.
Got
So
this,
just give it a
Eric.
generous drizzle all over. Keep going. Try to get like all the asparagus. That's what we want to cover because that's not all totally covered. Look how beautiful that looks. This chicken's going to be amazing. All right, and Rye, why don't you do some salt and pepper
Sure.
on
Sprinkle a little across.
get like a good handful,
Sure.
and then sprinkle it all over.
Sure.
There you go.
Feel like
Do a
I'm
little over here, and then some pepper. And remember, we have those lemons that Andrew sliced earlier underneath the chicken, and they've been steaming and putting beautiful lemon fragrance throughout the chicken. Mwah. All right, so this is going to go back in the oven probably for about 20 to 30 minutes until the chicken is cooked to 155 to 165 in the thickest part, and everything is crisped up, and then we're going to eat. So we'll see you later. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
It smells amazing, and I think it's done. Oh, looks so good. Andrew's going to pull it out of the oven. It's very heavy. Is it heavy, Andrew?
Not at all.
Oh, oh, you're such a stud. All right, go ahead. We are having a fun night here. All right, check this out. Is that beautiful or what? That's going to feed our family and be so amazing. I'm not going to taste it because we don't want to do the whole sharing bites and whatnot, but we'll report back. I can tell you I've made it 1,000 times, and it's going to be so good. I hope you make it too.